Hello there everyone and welcome back to the GSL-English Podcast. My name is Gideon and this is a podcast for all learners of English to practice and improve in a relaxed and natural way. And this episode is the February Natter. Okay, so I know every now and then I do episodes where I just chat about random topics. So we're not going to look at articles, we're not going to necessarily dive into the English language today. But yeah, every now and then I do episodes where I just talk about different things in my life, different things I've observed, places I've been here in England, and you always seem to enjoy them. I've noticed that these Natter episodes, where to be honest, I think a lot of the time I'm just talking rubbish, but you guys seem to enjoy them. So I'm going to keep them going, and actually we're going to do one a month now. So next month will be the March Natter. You know, you get the idea. So that's the idea. We're going to have one a month. I can't guarantee they'll be exactly every 4 weeks or whatever, but every month I'm just going to do a Natter episode. So this is definitely more of a relaxed episode. If you're watching on YouTube, you can tell because of one thing. What is it? I'm holding my microphone. You know when I'm holding the microphone that it's going to be a lot more of a chilled episodes. And the reason I don't, of course, hold my microphone on other episodes is because, one, I am terrible at multitasking and I'm really bad with computers. So I need both of my hands to kind of go through the article. And I know there's some guys out there that can just, they do it with one hand. But I'm not that guy. I am not that guy. So yeah, it's going to be a chilled episode today. So I do encourage, grab a cup of tea, grab a coffee. I'm not sure what time this episode's going to be going out. Actually, we're going to talk about timing in a moment. But yeah, just chill. Just relax. And if there are any expressions that I use, because in these episodes I talk extemporaneously, which means, just from the heart, without notes, off the noggin, off the old brain. So if I do use any expressions or words that are new to you, please ask me in the comments. And you can do that both on YouTube and Spotify. Ask me what they mean and I will answer them, because I get carried away and then, I'll probably use some words and expressions that are very informal. So yeah, ask away. If I do say anything that you don't recognise, just give me an ask. And if you are new here, please don't just switch off thinking I came here for an English lesson. I came here to learn English. Don't just switch off. Give me a chance, okay? Give me a chance. Subscribe, like this video, and your English will be incredible within about 3 episodes. All right? That just to clarify, that is sarcasm. Just a disclaimer. I don't want to get sued or anything like that. Your English won't be incredible in 3 episodes, but it will be better. Oh, yes, it will be better. Anyway, firstly, there's something we need to... No, do you know what? Anyway, firstly, how are you? How rude of me. Just to get straight into it without asking, how are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good start to the year. In England, there's been a flu or a cold going round that is just annihilating everyone at the moment. You get it, you get over it, and then you come down with it again. 3 phrasal verbs there. You get it, meaning you catch the cold. You get over it, meaning that you recover from the cold. And thirdly, you come down with it again, which means you come down with that illness. You get that illness again. But yeah, it's a nasty one. So everyone's been struggling, especially where I live here, a little bit in January. But, it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I hope you've had a good start to the year. And, I hope you're kind of on track to reach your goals, whatever you want to achieve this year. And if not, I'm sure it will get better. I'm sure it will. Just a little bit of a comment, firstly, about the timings that I release the podcast. Now, usually they come out at 10 o'clock on a Sunday and sometimes a Wednesday. That time is possibly going to change because last week I had an upload error and the podcast wasn't able to go out at 10 o'clock. And it went out about 3:30 or went live about 3:30 on a Sunday afternoon. And the initial views and reaction was a lot better. It was a lot more productive. And I tried it again on Wednesday and it was the same. So forgive me if this is annoying. I do apologise if you watch the podcast on a Sunday morning, but I'm going to start releasing them later in the afternoon, simply because it just, being completely open and frank with you, it helps with those initial views. Because according to my analytics on YouTube, more of you are active online at around that time, 3:30 UK. Let me know if that's true, actually, or is it just YouTube feeding me rubbish? Because they've told me, the analytics on YouTube and actually Spotify have told me that you are more active at 3:30 English time pretty much every day of the week. I would love to know if that's true. So work out the time difference of where you are and let me know. That sounded like a command. If you want to do that, feel free. If you don't, you don't have to. Okay, yeah, so we're going to change the time on the podcast, blah, blah, blah. Now, I've recently moved house, as many of you know. Still not even started on my office, so you're stuck with the dull background if you're watching on YouTube. I've got plans for the office. I want to make it really nice. I want to make my office somewhere that I feel just really comfortable, really relaxed, and I enjoy being in there. So my plan is to do like cool acoustic paneling, get some awesome lighting in there. I've got model cars, I've got artwork, and I really want to just put it all up everywhere. Just make it a real kind of den for myself and everything I've collected over the years. So that's my goal with the office, which is taking some time. And one thing I've realised, this is my first time moving house in England in a long time, because of course, if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that my wife and I, we lived in the Dominican Republic, made a home there, lived in Italy, made a home there, and this is our first home in England. And it does take a while to make a house a home, doesn't it? They're two very different things, aren't they? A house is the physical object, but a home is where you have that attachment, you have that emotional connection. It's your safe place. It's just that comfort, isn't it? And the first month, I'll be honest with you, it didn't feel like a home. It just felt like bricks and mortar. It was just a bit of an empty house, to be honest. But it's nice because we've kind of broken the back of it now. We've broken the back of buying furniture, decorating a little bit, just making it more ours. And now it feels like a home, and it's getting there. Absolutely love it. But we've been having to buy everything we need. So we've had to buy a fridge, washing machine, sofa that doesn't fit in the living room. I'll keep you updated on that. TV, bed. We've had to buy it all, which has been very expensive. But we need it. So what can you do? But one problem with buying this furniture is I've got flat pack coming out of my ears. Flat pack is the furniture you buy that you have to put together. Prime example, IKEA. I am sick of building furniture. The first few are really exciting. This is great. Chuck the music on. Let's have a beer. Let's build the furniture. Now I resent it when I see those cardboard boxes full of bits arrive. I get a shiver down my spine. I hate it. In fact, before this podcast, guess what I was doing? Building flat pack furniture. And guess what I'm going to do after this podcast once I've edited it? Oh yes, I'm going to build flat pack furniture. I'm just so sick of it. Just all the bits, all the instructions, all of the just how long it takes. I'm just so done with it. So I can't actually wait now. I've got a couple of drawers to build. I've got a whole run of wardrobes to build, to put together, and then I'm done. And I just cannot wait for the moment. To be honest, at the moment, I feel like it's never going to end. I do feel like this is my life now. My life is just work, podcasts, and flat pack furniture. Maybe there'll be an end to it soon. I don't know. Very good. So yeah, update. Let me know. Are you a flat pack building? No. Do you enjoy building flat pack? Is it something you enjoy, or do you despise it as much as me now? As I say, initially loved it. It was quite a novelty. Oh my goodness, do I hate it. But what was lovely, on Friday, my wife and I celebrated our 5th anniversary. And 5 years has absolutely flown by, let me tell you. So we got married in the Dominican Republic. We met in the Dominican Republic. We lived there and we got married out there. A beautiful wedding on the beach, just friends and family. Quite a small wedding. We hired out a house and just had the wedding there, and it was absolutely lovely. And what's funny is actually my wife and I, we got married. We went on honeymoon, had a lovely honeymoon, and whilst we was on honeymoon, we heard on the bus them talking about this COVID, because it was in February 2020. And I remember my wife saying to me, "Gib, do you think this is going to be a problem?" Me acting like I know everything. No, it's just all hype. The week later, we got locked down in the Dominican Republic, couldn't leave the house, and newly married. Yeah, it was quite an experience, a whirlwind experience, especially being in a different country. You know, living in the Dominican Republic, which is quite a small island. All flights were stopped. We were stuck on the island. Although it was our home, we travelled a little bit. So it was a weird experience. But yeah, but a good one. A very good one. And then, of course, how did I end up talking about that? I can't remember. How did I end up talking about COVID? But yeah, anyway, married in the Dominican Republic, lived there for 3 and a bit years. Then we went to Italy, lived there for just under a year. And now back in England. And I have to be honest, without being mushy, I don't know if my wife's going to listen to this. I will ask her. Been the best 5 years of my life. Absolutely brilliant. She's amazing. Very good. But for our wedding anniversary, so I got my wife a vinyl player. She's wanted a vinyl player for a long time. And she's a massive Swiftie. She loves her Taylor Swift. So I got her a couple of Taylor Swift vinyls as well. But her present to me was amazing. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about her present to me. Often, she gets me a gift. So last year, she got me absolutely brilliant. She got me the Lego Porsche, which, as many of you know, yes, I'm a nearly 35-year-old man, but I love Lego, and I embrace it now. I'm not even bothered. I'm not ashamed of it. Absolutely love Lego. But this year, she said, "Gid, I haven't actually got you anything, but there's somewhere I'd like to take you. Somewhere I think you're going to absolutely love." And I said, "Yes, sounds amazing." So she said, "Right, we've got to drive about an hour and a bit to get there. It's in East Finchley in London." I said, "Okay." I said, "Can I know where we're going?" She said, "No, you can't know anything about it at all." And where we went ended up being probably one of my favourite restaurants I have ever been to in the world. If you just saw me lift my microphone up and stare at it for a little bit there, I was just checking that it was on, if you're watching on YouTube, because I've done that many a time. It is on. But okay, so she took me to this restaurant. If you are a pizza lover, and if you are a car lover, this place is absolutely incredible. It's the best pizza I have ever had in my life. If you're Italian, I do apologise. But for me, personally, it was absolutely incredible. Now, the restaurant was called 67 Sourdough. Okay, 67 Sourdough. And basically what it is it's a pizzeria, but within a supercar showroom. So you're having pizzas whilst being next to a Ferrari. If you're a Ferrari fan, they had F430s, they had Testarossas, they had everything. They've got every Porsche 911 under the sun, and basically you're just having your dinner within the realms of these cars. And it is a beautiful place, and my wife loved it as well. Oh, it was just incredible. Check it out online, 67 Sourdough, Finchley. But it was just such a lovely experience. And I looked it up. I thought, why 67? Why is it called 67? And I'm going to read you the story. It's very short, but I thought it was quite interesting. Now, I am by no means a cook. I've never made dough in my life. I've never made any bread. I thought this was interesting. Why 67? The original mother dough, the starter, that got me into sourdough was 67 years old. From that moment, I started seeing the number 67 everywhere. So I took it as a sign and started referring to my own dough as 67 sourdough, and it stuck. Under the hood of all our pizzas is our turbocharged, bubbly 67 starter. 67 is fed on a daily basis using the finest Shipton mill flour and Berkey filtered water. So apparently, with sourdough, you have what is called a starter. And this one was 67 years old. And then you just add bits to it. Now, if you were into your sourdoughs, making breads, whatever, please elaborate on that more for me, because I don't really know what it means too much. I know that I like sourdough. But if you know what it means by the mother or the starter, let me know in the comments. Practice your writing skills. But the story of this restaurant is absolutely brilliant. Let me read it to you. Nestled in the heart of East Finchley. So nestled means kind of right in the middle of it. You know, if you're nestled in between something, you're right in the middle. You're in the heart of it. Just a stone's throw away from the tube station. So just a stone's throw, which means it's very close. 67 Sourdough offers a unique or a rare experience unlike any other. Picture this. Indulging in the most delicious sourdough pizzas, lovingly prepped or prepared and baked to perfection, all while surrounded by an impressive collection of luxury classic cars. It's a fusion of flavours, craftsmanship, and nostalgia that captivates the senses, and each slice tells a story. Whoever wrote this, brilliant. So it's a fusion of flavours, meaning it's a mixture of different flavours, combined and fused together. Craftsmanship, meaning that they're crafted, with love and care. Nostalgia, taking you back to the past, and to captivate the senses. It captures your senses. It almost like takes them captive. You know what I mean? And each slice of that pizza tells a story. Goes on. What sets us apart is our focus on authenticity and innovation. From handcrafted dough made with our secret sourdough starter to carefully curated toppings sourced from local producers. Every aspect of our pizza is thoughtfully considered to ensure a truly exceptional experience. But it's not just about the pizza, it's about the people. We are proud to be a part of the community, bringing friends and families together to share good times and great food. Whether you're a classic car enthusiast exploring the showroom, or a pizza aficionado in search of the perfect pie, there's a place for you at 67 Sourdough. Join us on a journey of taste and tradition. Experience the magic of artisanal pizza making at 67 Sourdough today. Just to clarify, I realised reading that I'm no way endorsed, or that would be the dream, but I have no connection with this restaurant at all. I just absolutely loved it. And I when I was looking on their website after we went, I just loved the way that this was written. It's written with such care, with such love. And that came across in their food, didn't it? Oh, didn't it? You don't know. Unless you've been there. You wouldn't know. You just have to take my word for it. And I just thought that, really, that paragraph, it brought across so much passion, so much love, so much care for what they do. And if you are a car lover, and if you are in England, wherever you are in England, to be honest, it is worth the trip. So if you're coming down to London for a weekend, get the tube to East Finchley, check out this restaurant. It's not in any way kind of, it's not tacky as well. It's like there's a bit of class. Cocktails were brilliant. I had an old fashioned, which is my drink. Absolutely lovely. Staff were unbelievably friendly. But what I was thinking about with this restaurant when I read this, isn't it true that if you love something, if you are passionate about something, you are so much more likely to be successful? Not always, because sometimes life just says no, doesn't it? And it doesn't work out. But you could tell with these pizzas, they were amazing, but there was a love for it. There was a passion. They wanted every pizza, every person, every paying customer to come away and think, wow, that was really worth it. That was amazing. And of course for me, it was lovely to look around the cars. You can get up close to the cars, you can have a look inside. And being a car lover, being a car nut, for me, that was heaven. Absolutely loved it. They had some really rare cars there. Just list some if you are a car fan. E-Type, Lamborghini Countach, Porsche, every Porsche 911 under the sun. My mind's gone blank. Old school M3s. Yeah, just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But, it just made me think, it's so important to find and do something that we love. Whether that we are fortunate enough for that to be our career, our job. But if not, in our spare time, in our hobbies, do something that we love. Because when we love it, that passion can lead to such interesting things and interesting experiences in life. And this restaurant, it actually really kind of brought home to me. I was thinking, particularly applying it to work and the podcast, that just keep doing what you do because you love it. Your own style, your own take on it, your own niche is really important in anything that we do. So yeah, check out 67 Sourdough. Check out their website, and if you are in London, give it a go. But that led me on to think about, plans for future episodes of the podcast. Okay, now, of course, that's 67 that Sourdough. They do what they love. They care about their customers, and they do what they want to do, and it comes across brilliantly. It's not for everyone. And I thought, you know what, that I'm going to try and take that and apply it to the podcast. So plans for future episodes are basically to keep growing together as we, produce different content. But I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. Because I've noticed any time I try and change it a little bit, or I'll be honest, being completely frank again, any time I try and not copy, but, take someone else's style and apply it to the podcast, it never works. They never do well. And I don't like it. There's a lack of authenticity there. Because there are some amazing English channels that I absolutely love. For example, Luke's English Podcast, brilliant. There's one, English is Easy with Connor. I had him on the podcast recently. Absolutely brilliant channel, brilliant guy. English with Catherine, she's just so lovely. Pronunciation with Emma. All of these absolutely brilliant, but they've all got their own style and their own thing that they do. And I've realised the style of this podcast is a lot more relaxed. It's a lot more informal than all of that. And I'm okay with that. And I think that's what I want to present to you, is English in a way that will help you to be prepared for when you come to England. Because that's really what all of this is about, isn't it? It's about communication. It's about understanding. And when you come to England, let me tell you, the English is not perfect. I promise you that. So hopefully, please let me know if it's coming across. I want this podcast to continue to prepare you for real world English, to get you used to listening and absorbing the English language in a way that will help you when you visit England and the United Kingdom. So future episodes, we've got a few articles coming up. We've got some short stories that I'm preparing at the moment. And if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Please do. I really will take them all on board. Now, one thing I did want to talk about and just thank you is for those that are listening on Spotify. We're actually growing quite nicely on Spotify at the moment, which makes me really happy. So if you are a listener, a regular listener on Spotify, please know that I do appreciate you. I really do. And it just really helps out for the growth of this podcast. And on Spotify at the moment, we're on quite a good run. And I would love to just see where that goes. So, yeah, thank you. Genuinely, I mean that. Please, just keep listening. Just keep listening. It really helps me out. Yeah, and as regards for all of you on YouTube, you're amazing. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the likes. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing here on the GSL English Podcast and just see where it leads. Just see where we go. We'll do it for as long as we can, and we'll just keep doing it our own way. Yeah, very good. Okay, so that was the February Natter. I did want it to be 30 minutes, but I think it's only 25 minutes. So I do apologise for that. I feel like I should always offer you 30 minutes. I feel like anything under 30 minutes is not enough. So can I keep rambling now for an extra 5 minutes about stuff that I have not prepared? What do you reckon? Can I do it? Give me a minute. Processing. You can switch off at this point if you want. That's not a problem. But I'm going to give you 30 minutes. Okay? We're going to do it. We're 25 minutes and 23 seconds. So I'm not going to keep talking about time for the 5 minutes that we need. Well, 4 and a bit minutes. But if you've switched off, if you're going to switch off, that's absolutely fine. Okay, one thing I'm really looking forward to this year, Formula One. I just had a little image then of loads of people going end off as soon as I said Formula One. Can't wait for the Formula One season to start. Formula One is more than just racing to me, and I know to many others. And if you are a Formula One fan listening, you will absolutely know what I'm talking about. It's Sunday afternoons. It's weekends. For me, I sit down with my wife, with my friends. We have good food. We have a laugh, and we watch the races together. And it's part of our life. It's part of our routine. And I cannot wait for it to kick off again. Absolutely love it. And I just really miss it. When we don't have Formula One, I really struggle sometimes. It's like Saturday afternoons where I think, I'd love just to sit down and watch the race now. And of course, this year, Lewis going to Ferrari. Very interesting. Very interesting. It's interesting if you are a Formula One fan. But it's also not. You're probably very bored right now if you're not a Formula One fan. One thing I've started doing, reading books. I think I mentioned that in a previous podcast, that my goal is I really want to get away from the screens. I've already finished one book, and that's better than last year. That's one better than last year. Finished a book, and it's really, for me, ignited this passion. It's ignited this desire to keep reading books, physical books, books where you turn pages, where you get the smell, and you sit down on your sofa with a beer or a cup of tea or coffee and just read a book, and it's ignited that for me. So if you have any recommendations, I like anything sports related, like biographies, but also sci-fi and fantasy, I absolutely love. So if you do have any suggestions for books that I should read, let me know in the comments. And that will also be an indication of, did you continue listening to this episode once I started really rambling about rubbish? If there's anyone still watching or listening at this point, let me know, because I will be really impressed and I will 100% reply to your comment. So how are we doing? 28 minutes. Got 2 more minutes to fill to take us to that 30-minute mark. The weather in England. If in doubt, a British man will always talk about the weather, but I'm going to do it. It's been freezing here. I don't know what's happened. It's supposed to start getting warmer, but it's not. We've had a cold snap come in, and it has been absolutely freezing. On Friday, we had hail, we had rain, we had all of the elements. Oh, my goodness. And last night, we were out in the evening at my parents'. Car was frosted over, absolutely freezing. So I can't wait for summer. The days are getting longer here. I think now the sun sets at about 5 o'clock. So the days are getting longer, but had enough of summer. Had enough of winter. Can't wait to get into spring. Okay, guys, that's taken us to 29 minutes. So now what we're going to do is just a 1-minute conclusion. So, actually, I think I might have been premature on that. Can we do it for 1 extra minute? I'm going to talk really slowly. No, we can't. So, guys, we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you did listen to this point, you are amazing. If you enjoyed this Natter episode, let me know, and we'll do more of them. As I say, there's going to be one a month where I just talk about random things that are on my mind. But remember, with your English, just keep enjoying it, mix it up, change it up, read books, speak as much as you can, and listen all the time. Have a lovely weekend. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you all soon. Have a good one, guys.